Where has Cristiano Ronaldo actually disappeared to, and who has already declared him wanted? Why is Liverpool openly being called the main suckers of this transfer market, and what actually happened with Sandro Tonali's transfer to Arsenal? So we begin without further ado. You have hardly seen such chaos. N'Golo Kante's move to Fenerbahce almost fell through due to a simple technical error that nearly buried the entire deal. The problem was that when the club submitted documents to FIFA, the data in the transfer registration system from the Turkish and Saudi sides simply did not match. Due to this discrepancy, FIFA immediately blocked the transfer and rejected the request, which forced Fenerbahce to issue an official statement about a technical failure. For several hours, lawyers from both clubs literally lived on the line with the FIFA office, trying to manually correct the documents. Eventually, the situation was resolved. Kante officially terminated his contract with Al-Ittihad and signed a new agreement with the Istanbul side until June 2028. The main lever that helped push this transfer through was the sale of striker Youssef En-Nesyri in the opposite direction to Al-Ittihad. For the Moroccan, the Turkish club will receive between 14 and 15 million euros. Now all the paper wars are over. The green light has been received, and Kante officially becomes a Fenerbahce player. This was a battle not of coaches, but of lawyers. Fener showed iron endurance, standing up to the FIFA bureaucracy, and as a result, obtained one of the best holding midfielders in the world, while also putting 15 million euros of net profit from the sale of the forward into their pocket. You could hardly have imagined that on the eve of his 41st birthday, Cristiano Ronaldo would find himself at the center of the biggest scandal in all his time in the Middle East, which has called into question the very existence of his Arabian career. The situation in Riyadh has turned into a real Cold War after the Portuguese officially refused to take the field in Al-Nassr's latest winning match against Al-Riyadh, which ended with a score of 1-0. This was not related to physical condition or injury. The captain staged an open protest against the actions of the Public Investment Fund of Saudi Arabia. Ronaldo is extremely outraged that the league leadership facilitated Karim Benzema's move to the main rival, Al-Hilal, as a free agent. Cristiano openly states that strengthening the current championship leader with another Ballon d'Or winner completely kills the sporting principle and fair competition in the league. Where Al-Hilal now has clear privileges, tension has reached such a level that on the streets of Riyadh, frustrated fans have begun hanging posters with the inscription, "Missing," and head coach Jorge Jesus was ordered to cancel the post-match press conference to avoid answering questions about the leaders' strike. While Ronaldo remains out of action, the football world immediately reacted to the possible termination of the deal, which brings the Portuguese an incredible £488,000 sterling per day. Despite this, general interest from European top clubs and MLS representatives is quite real and growing by the hour. Several leading teams in Europe have already expressed readiness to review their sporting projects to find a place for the legend if he does break the contract, under which he had 18 months left to work. Cristiano understands that to participate in the next World Cup, he needs stable match practice at a high level. So the match against Al-Ittihad this Friday will be a decisive moment. Either the conflict will be resolved, or we will see the loudest change of club in the history of winter transfers. This is no longer just a grievance, but a strategic ultimatum. Ronaldo has made it clear, he does not intend to be a mannequin in a league where the winner is determined in advance through cabinet decisions. Despite his respectable age, his ambitions remain at their peak, and if Al-Nassr does not guarantee him a competitive environment, Cristiano's return to Europe or a move to the USA will become a logical and only way out of this crisis. This news split the football community into two camps. While some admire the far-sightedness of the Merseysiders, others openly ridicule them for their incredible spending. Jeremy Jacquet has officially become a Liverpool player, but the trail of discussion around his cost is only gaining momentum. The transfer sum amounted to 60 million euros as a fixed part, with another 12 million euros provided in the form of bonuses, which in total gives an impressive 72 million. The young defender himself looked extremely focused during the presentation and stated that it was a great honor for him to become part of Liverpool. "I am honored to sign for Liverpool, one of the greatest football institutions in the world. It was also very important for me to properly conclude my time in red and black, at the club that developed me, my boyhood club, Rennes. However, not everyone shares this pathos, and the most resonant comment came from former France national team striker, Christophe Dugarry. He did not mince words when commenting on the move of the 20-year-old defender to England, and directly called the Liverpool leadership suckers. "I don't want to offend the kid. He's not to blame for anything. We wish him all the best because he's a good footballer. But when you have suckers like these, well done, Rennes." Rennes managed to find a sucker like Liverpool for €72 million. Let these English clubs continue to spend tens of millions. Football has gone crazy. Let's stop pretending there's an excuse for this. "There is no excuse," said Christophe Dugarry. Now every mistake Jacquet makes on the field will be viewed through the prism of these words about the most expensive sucker in the history of recent deadlines. Calling Liverpool suckers for overpaying €72 million is bold, but Dugarry is right about one thing: the market is indeed sick. If Jacquet doesn't start justifying these funds from the very first minute, this transfer will become the main meme of the year, and Rennes will be celebrating their best financial scam of 2026 for a long time. This story around Sandro Tonali and London's Arsenal turned out to be a real information trap, where reality collided with the outright fantasies of agents who tried to artificially stir up interest in their client in the final hours of the transfer window. You hardly expected that the initiative for this loud move came not from the clubs themselves, but directly from the representatives of the 25-year-old Italian midfielder. It was they who offered the player's services to the sporting director of the Gunners, forcing the London club's leadership to briefly study the feasibility of such a deal within the framework of emergency squad reinforcement. However, despite the massive media resonance, Arsenal never entered into official contact with Newcastle, as the exit of a key player from the Magpies camp in February was recognized in advance as impossible due to the unyielding position of the club's leadership. All internal discussions in the London office ended without even reaching the stage of a preliminary offer, as the prohibitive price tag and lack of time made this transfer unrealistic. Although Mikel Arteta indeed admires the Italian's talent and could theoretically consider him as an ideal partner for Declan Rice to create a powerful engine block in the center of the field, the agent's attempt to rock the boat on deadline day had no real basis. The lack of specifics and Newcastle's refusal to even start a dialogue led to Sandro Tonali continuing his performances at St. James's Park. In the end, this media wave left the fans only with a reason to reflect on how qualitatively the team's play style could have changed with the appearance of such an intensive player in the holding zone. This is a classic example of how a footballer's entourage uses Arsenal's status to create artificial hype around their client. The Gunners' leadership showed professional restraint, not allowing themselves to be drawn into pre-lost negotiations, and remained faithful to their financial planning strategy for 2026. While the world obsesses over multi-million-dollar transfers, a far more sinister drama is unfolding at FIFA. President Gianni Infantino has hinted at the return of Russian teams to international football, a move Shakhtar CEO Serhii Palkin calls a complete detachment from reality. After 4 years of full-scale war, hundreds of thousands of deaths, and the systematic destruction of Ukrainian cities, FIFA is choosing to turn a blind eye to the aggression. Palkin publicly challenged Infantino. Why, in 4 years of devastation, has the FIFA president not once visited Ukraine to see children playing football under air raid sirens and next to bomb shelters in cities like Kharkiv, Zaporizhia, and Dnipro? The CEO highlighted the deep personal toll, citing players like Dmytro Riznik and Denis Tvardovsky, who lost family members in this war. He also pointed to the horror of just yesterday, when 16 Ukrainian miners, many of them Shakhtar fans, were killed when a Russian drone struck their bus. Palkin's message is blunt. Bringing Russia back is not a step toward peace. It is a direct attempt to silence war crimes. By supporting this return, Infantino is making a political and moral choice that carries the heavy weight of complicity in crimes against humanity. Let's be clear, FIFA has sold out for blood money. There is no sporting justification for this moral bankruptcy in 2026. To invite the aggressor back while cities are burning is a betrayal of the very values football claims to represent. That's all for today. Thanks for watching. Drop a like if you enjoyed it, and let me know your thoughts in the comments. Wishing you happiness, health, and great football.